Chicago. Yeah, you say it right?
Yes, Sandra.
Yes, 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 is an Afro-broken this is when you're a storytelling artist, specializing in spoken word and former artist court mentor with the Arts Council of Greater New Haven and current air facilitator with the Connecticut Office of the Arts. Yes is committed to supporting emerging artists and scaling their careers, in addition to strengthening the state's creative economy. She served as a visiting instructor at UConn and Trinity Fine Arts College, gracing stages such as the August Wilson Cultural Center and Jamaican Performing Arts Center for a Deaf Poetry Jam reunion. Yex has the honor of being recognized as one of the last Poets Legacy members. She is the 2022 International Festival of Arts and Ideas Adult Slam Champion and represents the Connecticut Slam team competing nationwide. And so I'm going to have Yex come up. She's going to give us two of her beautiful poems that she came up with us. And listen to the words and take the words as we're doing this hard work. Always know we're a family. I always say that. We're a family and we're a true family because, families don't always see eye to eye. But when it boils down to it, we all come together and we do the right thing. So thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. So thank you for that great introduction. I just want to share a little bit more about myself before I get into my pieces. I won't take up much of your time. I was raised my entire life in New Haven. I became a single parent at a very young age and grew up to work in youth development. So I served the city of New Haven in a bunch of different capacities, but I met Jeanette because I was asked to come perform at the DCS luncheon, their Black History Month luncheon. And this coincidentally happened right after I had become an emergency foster placement. So it's very kismet. And this piece, well, these two pieces that I'm going to share are going to speak or be a testament to the gaps that exist in our community and then the work that you do to fill those gaps. So pardon me if anything strikes a nerve, charges to my heart and not my head. All right. Today, I saved a kid from crashing out, kept a corner boy from clocking in, got a city girl into an apprenticeship. I saved young bulls from becoming veiled while they still tender. Before this world chews them up, I'm a good mom. No, not the kind that takes my kids to go fight other kids. I don't walk up in the school wearing bonnets or pajamas cussing teachers out. I don't make excuses for them or enable the dumb stuff they do. I'm a good mom. Strict with the side of cool. This ain't quite gentle parenting, but it is rooted in compassion. I'm a hood mom. More like a mother to the hood. My crib is like a teenage trap house, except with love in the drywall and healing in the hallway. All the kids come to my home to escape their trauma, fill their bellies, no questions, no calls. I am paid in peace of mind, knowing that they here, they ain't out there committing crimes or becoming headlines. I even slide on a few bills when I'm late on mine. Got an extra twin size mattress and a couch that don't fold out but always folds in anyone who needs it. Turn my dining room into a shelter, a sanctuary, a safe space with mismatched blankets and warm silence. Can't afford to put a grill in my mouth, but I got one in the yard. No landlord permission or permit, but a pool and a fire pit where we make s'mores, spit verses into open flames, watch pain turn to steam, watch hope catch fire. I got a 7-seater that fits 8 if you squeeze it. Baby, I squeeze. Squeeze lemons, pinch pins, stretch meals. I fold love into the cracks of your broken hearts. I'm a good mom. I don't yell, don't whip tail, don't believe that you can beat the flesh to correct the spirit. This world already raises ghetto children in violence, so I raise them in love. My rod is not spared, not because I'm holy, but because I'm whole. Their happiness is my spoil. I ain't their mama, but it takes a village, and I was raised by the stoop, so becoming a step parent to the neighborhood is a rite of passage. I was raised by a hood mama too. Watched her taking cousins, neighbors, any kid with a need and no place to be, couldn't mind her business to save her life, but she did save others. Watched her turn pain into protection, heard her speak life, when the world only offered silence or sirens. I am her, upgrading and evolving, a mother to many with a lighthouse for a stoop that says, come inside, to a buffet of second chances. I'm a good mama. I'll survive all tough love. They thrive because I love tough. I show up for mine and yours. Pour oceans of inspiration into kids who have the audacity to hope. So I set tables and standards, make beds and memories, take out depression with the trash. I'm a hood mama, a guardian of the ghetto. I turn trauma into triumph. So if you ever see a child with eyes heavy like the world, know that I am somewhere, arms open, holding space for them to heal, where every hood kid gets to be whole, and every hood mama becomes a home. And I wanted to share that piece with you guys today because that's exactly what I am. That's what I was raised by. That is the community that I was raised in. I am a believer that there's no beloved community that doesn't exist without issue. But it doesn't make it any less of a beloved community, and I love Nathan very much. And I have had 5 kids uh, formally pass through my home, 2 that are with me now, and many, many kids informally pass through my home. There's a child who is with me now who has been told from the age of 10 that he was special ed. And I told him I don't believe that. And within a year's time, he has moved from that space of sped ed to being at gateway and getting straight A's. I have a kid who I just seen that had to come to my house to seek refuge after experiencing some domestic violence, who, as I was on my way here, said, hey, Mom, and this is what the kids call me, they call me Dukes. So that's why I wanted to share that piece. But this other piece that I wrote, and unfortunately I didn't have enough time to write something that was specific to what Alder Morrison asked me to, but I hope that this lands well. And I used to manage Public Allies, which is an AmeriCorps Service branch. I was a senior manager, program manager for the New Haven branch. I wrote this piece for our graduates, right? Because I've done a lot of work in supporting emerging leaders to come out and to support this city the way that we all hope for it to be supported. This is not a pleasure poem. Sacred Complex does not live here. There is not a pejorative worthy to express my disdain for performative activism. I've heard the strong move in silence and the weak start violence. Well, I encourage you all to make radical noise as you poise yourselves to change your agency. As agents, we need to kick up more than just dirt and debris when you feel a riot raging in your chest. As society remains in disarrest, I implore you not to ignore the pleas of your heart. Answering the call is what sets an empath and empathy in action apart. Keep your ears to the ground as you pound the pavement. You'll need it to hear the message that God has not yet tired of us. Hear me when I say, do not be blinded with rage. You need your eyes for reading between bureaucratic lines. May your tongue never become undone when it's time to speak up, to speak out, to speak loud against suppression. Offer compassion to the wind, for it carries your intentions to the furthest corners of our imaginations. Manifestation is real. It is not enough to have simply created something amazing. You must sustain it, lead with love and zeal. You are only enslaved when you don't give up, so don't give up. This is not a pleasure poem. I did not come here to proverbially stroke my ego. As long as we go together, we will get far. And if you get lost in the fog of injustice, look to the stars. Look to your allies, your comrades, your ancestors, your faith. Look within. Look for the helpers. There you will find grace. Thank you, guys.
filling in the lines for us of the things that we're doing. All that money that we spend,
Yes.
that's what we spend it on. Services, children, families, support. We don't got trillions and trillions, but what little we have, I feel like we do the right thing. So I thank you, Alders, for allowing me to have my divine guidance. And, just remember, you're her mom.
Thank you. I would like to note for the record that order from Ward 3 has joined us this majority.
Thank you, Madam President, and good evening. I guess this will make me a good daddy. Under unanimous consent, I ask you see an item number 1. Oh, that's what I should be doing. I didn't wait on the list, sorry. Madam President, I move approval of the journal of the May 19, 2025 Board of Alders meeting.
Item has been moved and seconded. Are there any corrections to the journal? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions, item passes majority.
Thank you, Madam President. On unanimous consent, I ask you see an item number 1 from the tax collector submitting an order concerning tax refunds June 4, 2025.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, this majority leader.
I move the item.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions, item passes majority.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask you unanimous consent item number 2 from the Health Department submitting a resolution of the New Haven Board of Alders authorizing the mayor of the city of New Haven to apply for and accept the Public Health Emergency Preparedness Grant Award from the Chesapeake Health District from July 1, 2025 to June 30, 2026.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, this majority.
I move the item.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions, item passes majority.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask unanimous consent on item number 3 from the Director of Marketing and Events at Town Green District submitting an order of the Board of Alders of the City of New Haven approving the road closure of Chapel Street between College Street and Park Street for the Summer New Haven Night Market event on Friday, July 25th, 2025.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, this is majority.
I move the item.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions, item passes majority.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask unanimous consent on items 4 through 7. 4 from Yeshua Fuentes submitting an order of the Board of Alders concerning assistance with tax account number 69089. 5 from Tanali Guzman submitting an order of the Board of Alders concerning assistance with tax account numbers 86292711500 and 72478. 6 from Carlos McFarland submitting an order of the Board of Alders concerning assistance with tax account numbers 814-080-830-421, 87290, and 83817. And 7 from Rydell Trainum submitting an order of the Board of Alders concerning assistance with tax account numbers 95644, 103412, and 104157.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, this is majority.
I move these items.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions, item passes majority.
Thank you, Madam President. On communications, I note items 8 through 36. And under first readings, there aren't any first readings. Okay. There's no first readings. Bringing us to our second readings for this evening. Under second readings, I move item 37 from the Board of Education submitting an order of the New Haven Board of Alders Authorizing the Board of Education to enter into a multi-year lease agreement with SB Ella LLC to house the Adult and Continuing Education Center from July 1, 2025 to June 30, 2030.
Item has been moved second, discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item passes.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item number 38, City Services and Environmental Policy favorable. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the ceremonial naming of the corner of Worcester Street and Brown Street as Frank and Philomena Pepe Corner to honor Frank and Philomena Pepe, whose legacy shaped the cultural and culinary identity of the Worcester Square neighborhood through their founding of Frank Pepe Pizzeria Napolitana in 1925.
Second. The item has been moved in second, discussion. I call on order from Ward 10.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam President. On Thursday, May 1st, 2020, sorry, I didn't write it down. 2025, the C7 committee met, and we would like to favorably recommend this item. I'm going to get a little bit of history, because I think it deserves it. 100 years is a long time for a business to be around, as we all well know. It's not an easy business. So for 100 years, I think that's remarkable. New Haven style pizza. It's referred to locally as pizza. Originated in New Haven in 1925 at Frank Pepe's Pizzeria, 157 Worcester Street. Frank Pepe immigrated to America as a teenager in 1909, and after returning to Italy for a few years to fight in World War I, he returned to New Haven to work in a pasta factory and then in a bakery on Worcester Street. While working at the bakery, Pepe started making his version of the classic Avis, a style of pizza from his hometown of Maiori, which is on the beautiful Amalfi Coast, just south of Naples. And selling his tomato pies, walking through the Worcester Square market with several pies perched atop his head. He eventually saved enough money to buy a wagon and continued selling the increasingly popular Avis. In June of 1925, Frank Pepe took over the bakery's operation and established Frank Pepe Pizzeria Napolitana on Worcester Street, and the rest, as they say, was history. Philomena Pepe was a partner to Frank and his greatest supporter, and unlike her husband, Philomena could speak and write in English. So she was invaluable in establishing and growing the business. She took care of all the administrative tasks and other things requiring such knowledge. So the basic line is she ran that business. So true to his humble roots, Frank Pepe's restaurant first sold just 2 types of Avis. One with tomatoes, grated pecorino cheese, garlic, oregano, and olive oil, and a second that also had anchovies. The original tomato pie is still offered today, and anchovy continues to be available as an added topping. Like many small business owners of the day, Frank and Philomena lived in an apartment above the pizzeria, and they had 2 daughters, Elizabeth and Serafina, who worked with their parents downstairs at the pizzeria. Frank Pepe became known as Old Reliable for his contributions to the neighborhood and for his unwavering love of his growing extended family, having established one of the finest pizzerias in the country. Frank passed away in 1969, and in the late 1970s, Elizabeth and Serafina purchased the old bakery next door from the Bocamiello family and opened it as Frank Pepe's The Spot, as annexed to the main building. In honor of Frank and Philomena Pepe's contributions to the creation of New Haven-style pizza, Avis, the corner of Worcester Street and Brown Street, hopefully, after we take our vote, will be designated as the Frank and Philomena Pepe Corner, making their legacy in New Haven officially permanent in perpetuity. I just want to, add a couple more things. This is the American dream. They came to a country that they were not familiar with, learning the new language and actually throwing themselves out there and taking a risk and opening up this business that succeeded for 100 years. It's a message to everyone who comes to this country, no matter what your background. If you take the chance, the risk, you can make it, you can do it. And of course, we encourage people to take that risk. And we're old, and here, as I think we're here, as we mentioned earlier, right, Alder Morrison, to support. So I encourage my colleagues to support this item, and I hope you all do. Thank you.
Now call on order for Ward 8.
Thank you, Madam President. I will project. Thank you, Madam President. I rise in support of this item to designate the corner of Brown Street and Worcester Street as Frank Philomena Patton Corner in perpetuity. First, I want to thank my childhood hero, the Honorable Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro, for collaborating with me on this legislation. And now I want to share why this corner naming holds such a special place in my heart. For no less than a decade of my life, from the time I was 8 years old until I went off to college, my mom, my dad, my sister, and I ate Ubbies on Friday night at Frank Pepe's The Spot. Some Fridays we were joined by my childhood best friends and their parents who lived across the street at the Columbus Mall. Sometimes our group was so large, our table would span the width of the dining room. The same order, the same day of the week, same time, same spot, pun intended. Over the years, this restaurant began to feel like my extended home. The wait staff, shout out to Jean, Fran, and Gary, became my extended family. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, you name it, we celebrated it at the spot. Fast forward to present day, my husband Ian and I have called Brown Street home since 2018. I raised my two children, Hunter and Ada, on New Haven Beach, adjacent to Pepe's. So it is a great honor to be part of the effort to rename the corner of my block for one of Worcester Street's most famous families. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes.
Thank you, Madam President. Miscellaneous, I move item 39, motion to discharge from the chair of the Health and Human Services Committee, submitting a motion to discharge the committee for consideration of the following legislative matter and take it up for immediate action. Resolution of the Board of Alders of the City of New Haven accepting the list of program proposals applying for eligibility to receive donations under the State of Connecticut 2025 Neighborhood Assistance Act.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion on a motion to discharge only. I call on order from Board 9.
Thank you, Madam President. The Health and Human Services Committee met on May 21st, 2025 regarding this item. The committee chair is requesting this item be discharged from the committee due to the time constraints for the city to meet the state statute requirement that it be completed by the July 1st deadline. Therefore, the committee chair is requesting that the Board of Alders discharge the committee from consideration of the items to the full board can vote at tonight. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion on the motion to discharge only? Seeing none, all in favor of discharging items?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item is discharged, Mr. Mitchell.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the item.
Second. The item has been moved in second. Discussion. I call on order from Board 9.
Thank you, Madam President. At the Health and Human Services Committee meeting held on Wednesday, May 21st, 2025, we heard from the city's Office of Economic Development and Housing detail and approval process for the list of program proposals applying for eligibility to receive donations under the State of Connecticut 2025 Neighborhood Assistance Act. However, asked to discharge the committee from the item. We ask for it to be voted on tonight by full board. Thank you, Madam President.
We took care of the discharge already, so now we're back to we're talking about the actual item.
Thank you very much. Maybe I'll just pause it there. We were able to review this from the Office of Economic Development, and we strongly encourage everyone to approve this. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item passes. Noted. Ms. Majority.
Thank you, Madam President. Continuing the miscellaneous, I move item number 40 is a motion to discharge from the chair of the Joint Committee Development and Health and Human Services Committee, submitting a motion to discharge the committee from consideration of the following legislative matter and take it up for immediate action. Order approving the City of New Haven's 2025 through 2029 5-year consolidated plan, 2025 through 2026. Annual action plan statement of activities and use of community development block grant, CDBG, home investment partnership, home housing opportunities for persons with AIDS, HAPA, and emergency solutions grants, ESG, funds to be submitted to the Department of Housing and Urban Development for federal financial assistance for planning and community development activities under the provisions of Title I of the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974 as amended, PL 93-383, the Cranston Gonzalez National Affordable Housing Act of 1990 as amended, PL 101-625, the McKinney-Vento Homeless Assistance Act of 2000 as amended, PL 106-400, the Homeless Emergency Assistance and Rapid Transition to Housing Hearth Act of 2009, and the AIDS Housing Opportunity Act, PL 1025-550, hereafter referred to as Housing and Community Development Program Acts, and for activities to be funded by program income and/or reprogramming funds from prior grant years.
Second.
The item has been moved and second. Discussion on the motion to discharge only are put on order from Board 6.
Thank you, Madam President. The Joint Committee Development and Health and Human Service Committee met on May 21st, 2025, regarding this item. The Joint Committee co-chairs are requesting this item be discharged from committee due to the time constraints for the city to receive the grant funding. Therefore, the Joint Committee co-chairs are requesting that the Board of Alders discharge the committee from consideration of the item so the full board can vote on it this evening.
Any further discussion on the motion to discharge only? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Say nay. Any abstentions? The item is discharged. Ms. Majority.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the item.
Second.
The item has been moved and second. Discussion, I call on order from Ward 6.
Thank you, Madam President. At the Joint Community Development, Health and Human Service Committee meeting held on Wednesday, May 21st, 2025, we heard from the city's Office of Management and Budget and participating agencies. This year, we are receiving a total of $6,265,366 in funding. We deliberated and made amendments to the use of these funds. However, we asked to discharge the committee from the item. We asked for it to be voted on tonight by the full board.
We took care of the discharge already, so we're talking about the regular item.
We're good?
The item is discharged. Yep, we're just talking about the regular item now.
Okay, thank you, Madam. So committee met and we are supporting the item be moved and supported this evening from my colleagues so we can get the funding to all the agencies that came and presented. Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes.
Thank you, Madam President. I move to suspend section 24-1-A of the rules of the Board of Alders to conduct further business.
Second.
Item has been moved in second. Discussion, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes.
Thank you, Madam President. On unanimous consent, I ask you to see item number 37, or concerning real property taxes of the courts on motor vehicle tax accounts 61462, 61973, 83295.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Ms. Majority.
I move the item.
The item has been moved and second. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes. Majority.
Thank you, Madam President. I move to close suspension of section 24-1-A of the rules of the Board of Alders to conduct further business.
The item has been moved and second. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? And before a motion to adjourn is appropriate, I will now call on points of business privilege. I will now call on order from Ward 22.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to thank the Freddie Fixer Committee for a wonderful, wonderful job on this 60th anniversary of the Freddie Fixer. And I would like to thank the members of this board for showing up. We had a really, really good time in the parade. Over half of you showed up. I know the other half was there in spirit. And so I thank you, and I look forward to the 2026 parade. I would also like to, pass this on. So on Saturday, June 21st, the Q House, there will be the Juneteenth event, which is at the Q House, Saturday the 21st, from 12 to 4. And so please come out. Thursday is actually Juneteenth. And so this is a way for you to embrace the culture and really get a true understanding. That's, I call that true freedom, because now everybody is free. That. So thank you.
I will now call on order from Ward 2.
Thank you, Madam President. In celebration of Men's Health Awareness Month, the District Q House Advisory Board, in partnership with Cornell Scott Hill Health Center, the Stetson Branch Library, City of New Haven Elderly Services, LEAP, New Haven Youth and Recreation Department, are proud to present the Men's Health Awareness Expo and Community Walk on Saturday, June 7th, 2025, at the Dixwell Q House located at 197 Dixwell Avenue, New Haven, Connecticut. This free family-friendly event is designed to raise awareness about the importance of preventive health care for men and to promote wellness through early detection, education, and community engagement. Statistically, men are less likely to seek preventive care and more likely to suffer from preventable conditions like heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. This event is about breaking those patterns and empowering men to take charge of their health. They will begin with a community walk hosted by Alder Douglas, an energizing show of unity and strength. As neighbors step forward for the healthier tomorrow, which will include a historic conversation regarding the community of Dixwell. Following the walk, attendees will enjoy an interactive health expo featuring a community workout session, line dancing, free health screenings, information booths, and music. The schedule of the day will be, registration will begin at 9 a.m. The community walk will take place at 10, from 10 to 11, and then the health expo will follow, and with the activities from 11 to 2. Hope you all can turn out, show up, and come on the walk. Thank you, Madam President.
I will now call on order from Ward 25.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise to invite colleagues to the annual Founders Day event held by New Haven Youth Soccer. It will take place this Saturday, June 7th, starting at 11 a.m. at the Douglas Ray Youth Soccer Complex, otherwise known as East Shore Fields 1 and 2. Come celebrate the youth, guardians, and volunteers who are involved in this wonderful organization and sport. Thank you, Madam President.
I will now call on order from Ward 24.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise to invite, the community to the Dwight Management Team's, festival being held on June 7th, this Saturday from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock at 138th Avenue, beside the Amistad School. Fun for family, children, a bounce house, just a day of activities for everyone. So please come out and join us. Thank you, Madam President.
I will now call on order from Ward 6.
Thank you, Madam President. I first want to acknowledge and thank Ron Gizzi and Cameron for helping us during the CBDG session and guiding us through the process. So I want to give them a big thank you. My other announcement is that the Sound School will be having its Waterfront Festival Sunday, June 8th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Everyone is welcome. I'll send it to Director Lucas so he can send it out. Come on out. It's rain or shine. They'll be having the boat. Things are for free, so bring the kids out and come and enjoy the festival, support the children, and come on down to Ward 6. Thank you, Madam President.
And I would like for everyone to join me in congratulating Order from Ward 30 on receiving her community service award from the 36th Gallery. Are there any more comments? I call on Order from Ward 29.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to give my daughter Bree Wingate a shout out for getting the community award in Hartford on Saturday. It kind of choked me up a little bit because I could see myself in her drive and her mission that she's helping the youth in the city behave as well with crime drives and stuff like that. So we're excited about what she's doing. And hopefully, you know, she can partner with some of the other alders about what she's doing in the community. So I just wanted to give her a shout out. Thank you.
Are there any more comments?
So move.
Motion
to adjourn.
The motion has been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. The ayes have it. We are adjourned. Can I please see order, I think, okay, I'm not sure. That's not, no, I heard it from her.
She said first one, right here.
Come to the podium.
No, we gotta be in churches and sections. We gotta be, oh, you should go behind. She didn't pay you. Right here. Oh.